the end of the game, it's usually a quarterback that will drive it. For me, watching basketball as much as I have, John lived in Louisville. I grew up and went to the University of Maryland, so I was on Tobacco Road and Carolina and Duke and all of those. You can always see it's going to come down to coaching. Good coaches win games they're not supposed to win. So when you mentioned Tom Izzo and March, you're exactly right. I see a couple of those kind of things in programs and coaches that have been around a while, even if they're not that good a team this year, somehow find ways to win when you get into the tournament. And I'm on the same bracket you are, the Rutgers-Clemson upset, but I'm going to do you one better, and I'm going to put it down right here. Cleveland State, a 15, will upset number 2 Houston.
Wow. I'll tell you what, a lot of people
excuse me. I'm sorry.
They'd be very upset there, Mike, with that pick. I'll tell you what, I like UH a lot. They are very, very well coached. So I think that translates. Kelvin Sampson has a veteran team. They play really good defense. They're not in the best conference, but if they were to lose to Cleveland State, man, you could get some great odds if you take Cleveland State on the money line. That's for sure.
The interesting thing about that is on those kind of odds, you only have to bet $1 or $2, and we'll be doing well.
Just 3 words for you to remember.
What's that?
Loyola of Chicago.
Sister Jean is fully vaccinated, and she'll be there. 102, 103 years old.
Yeah.
She's ready.
Yeah, you got the sister on your side, man. You can't lose.
Yeah,
well,
there you
go. Look up Cleveland State and a couple of times that they went into the Elite Eight out of nowhere. So I'm picking them, and
okay.
I'm also my other upset special. I am looking at Eastern Washington is going to give Kansas a run. They're not going to win it, but it's going to be a very good game.
Yeah. Kansas has faltered many times in the NCAA tournament and not gotten anywhere near as far as people had expected them to do. They have ruined many a bracket for many a friend of mine who have picked them to be in the Final Four, and they don't make it to the Sweet 16. So, this is a golf podcast. Jake Asman knows something about golf. One is he knows he can't play it very well. And the other thing, we're going to come back and talk about the Masters and about Jake's own game when we come right back. So hang out with us. We are The Approach Shot. Don't go away. Hey, it's John Ashton. I got to tell you, we're halfway through the first weekend of the NCAA March Madness tournament, and what happens, I am already mathematically eliminated from any contention in the office bracket pool. But not to worry, because I have covered my bases with MyBookie, mybookie.ag. You go there right now, use the promo code APPROACH, and you're going to grab yourself a 50% deposit bonus. That means they will match your initial bonus up to half of what you put in. MyBookie has several March Madness-focused contests, including but not limited to a $100,000 NCAA bracket challenge, which is $10 to enter, and a $10,000 bracket with only a $1 entry fee. MyBookie bonus playthrough requirements are often much lower than competitors on both the sportsbook and the casino side. So you're missing out if you're not there already. MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code APPROACH and get a 50% deposit bonus. MyBookie.ag. And hopefully you're going to do much better in March Madness than am I.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Generic sildenafil allows you to save up to $650 on Viagra. Why pay name brand prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get the same results for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 50 generic sildenafil pills for just $99. Call 800-590-0443. That's 800-590-0443. Again, 800-590-0443.
Hey, thanks for coming back. This is The Approach Shot. I am John Ashton.
I am Neil Michaels, and he never thanks me for coming back. Sometimes I think he would prefer if I didn't.
It's contractual obligation.
I see.
Yeah. Jake Asman from Sports Map Radio Network is our guest. And when are you on, Jake?
Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern, and then Saturdays from 3 to 6 Eastern.
Okay.
Before we get into the golf side of this, Jake, you've had some amazing guests this year.
I'm a huge Jets fan, being from New York, and my dad, became a Jets fan because he was a kid when Joe Namath was, leading the Jets to a Super Bowl. So I had Joe on the radio show in October. That was a huge thrill for me. I had a bunch of really cool guys on it. I know this is a golf podcast. Jason Day came on my show a couple months back, and it was really fun. A conversation with him. He couldn't have been a nicer guy off air, just talking to him. So that was that was exciting. And, we're just kind of getting into, the end of football season and into free agency. So there's been, a ton of football related guests, whether it be, Brandon Marshall, former all-pro wide receiver, or Andre Johnson, or just Warren Moon, Hall of Fame quarterback. So a lot of heavy football guests. And I hope now that, we're starting to get to baseball and starting to get to the NBA and NHL getting closer to the playoffs, we'll have some big names in those respective sports too. But, definitely the Montana interview, as you mentioned, was a huge thrill. That was awesome. He was promoting something with Guinness. So his people ended up sending me a bunch of Guinness beer mugs, and it's St. Patrick's Day as we're talking right now. So I might have to go and get that out and start drinking some Guinness or something.
Thanks, Joe. With the Masters coming up, what do you see with the Masters?
It's tough. I mean, it's weird talking about the Masters because we just went through it right in November, but here we go again. I look at it like this: you have to favor the guys that have had success, that have won there, just because it seems like it's the type of course where the ones that have the most experience seem like they usually do the best. I am curious what it will be like. Have they announced how many spectators they're going to allow to attend? Are they doing spectators this time around? Because it was weird in November when there was nothing and you just heard no crowd and just silence.
Yeah, that's and the players here. We talked with Kessler Corain, who is Patrick Reed's caddy, and he was saying that it's eerie to not hear the reactions. Patrick had an ace and wasn't sure if it went in or not because there was nobody there to react. So they were like, well, we think it went in, but we're not really sure. But they are going to let a few patrons in, I believe.
Yeah, got to get the patrons back for sure. I'll tell you what, this might be crazy if you said this a couple of weeks ago, but the way Jordan Spieth's playing right now, why not? He's red hot. He's won there obviously before. He's due to win. He's due to win another major. Why not win it at the Masters, right? They said Tiger would never win. It took him 11 years. Well, he won his first major. It was at the Masters. So why not Jordan Spieth? I like Jordan a lot. I got to interview him a couple of years ago at the PGA Championship at Bethpage on Long Island, and he was great. And I've always pulled for the guy and would love to see him win another green jacket.
Yeah, he's one of the good guys out there. We heard the interview last weekend with Rory McIlroy after he pooped out and didn't make the cut at the Players. His problem is, and this is something that all of us golfers go through, is he said that he saw what Bryson DeChambeau was doing, and he realized he needed more speed. Going through all of the exercises to get more speed screwed up his entire swing. But you look, and he was number 3 in driving distance, and pound for pound, nobody hits the ball farther than he does. He's 38th in putting. So, he didn't need more speed. He needed to putt better.
Right.
But going for something that wasn't a problem messed him up totally. So now at least he understood that. Now he's trying to get his old swing back. But we all do that. We all don't pay attention to what it is we need to work on and just work on the sexy stuff.
Isn't it funny? In baseball, there's an expression, chicks dig the long ball.
Mm-hmm.
And now it feels that way in golf. I mean, if you're not hitting a drive 375 yards, you look up at somebody who is and think, I got to get there. But you're exactly right. It's, there's a reason they say drive for show, putt for dough.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, Jake, what part of your game are you looking to try to improve?
Well, guys, I got to work on my mini golf game for one.
Keep missing that clown's nose, man. That really screws you up.
Stupid windmill.
I'm just brutal at all aspects of golf. Doesn't matter if it's real golf or mini golf. It's funny. So my dad actually, he owns an umbrella company, Gusbuster Umbrellas, and it's one of it's actually the number one umbrella on the PGA Tour. So I've always been around the game of golf. My dad has taken me to a bunch of tournaments growing up over the years. And I mentioned Bethpage Black. One of the coolest things ever was I got to, get my dad a media credential. And he was there for his business, but he got to come into the media setup with me and hang out when I was doing the radio show from there a couple of years ago. So I've always kind of been around golf, but anytime I played, I'm terrible. And I should have got lessons when I was growing up and, did what you're supposed to do. But anytime I go to the driving range with some friends or just play 9 holes with some friends, that's the only type of golf I'm playing these days because I am horrific and I don't want to put anyone through the pain of actually having to watch me play. I'm only going if my friends are going and I'll tag along, that type of stuff.
As an aside, I have a Gusbuster umbrella.
Oh, awesome, John. That's awesome.
From the Ryder Cup, I believe it was.
Yes, he made the umbrellas for the Ryder Cup.
Your dad sent it to me. We had your dad. I have another podcast called, well, you know, the radio show, Those Weekend Golf Guys. It's on SportsMap Radio Network every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, which I'm sure Jake listens to religiously. We had your dad on, and I got to say, to this date, we've been doing the show for 8 years. He's the funniest interview we have ever had. That man is phenomenal, man. Say hi to him for me, would you?
Absolutely. I'll get you guys. I'll get you guys some new Gustbusters too, for sure. That's
great.
Small world. That's funny.
Yeah. It's the best umbrella I've ever had, man. It's great.
That would be my first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome into the world of getting stuff, Neil.
That's part of the reason I do the
radio. So for sure.
All right. So I guess we won't talk that much about your golf game, other than to say, please feel free anytime you're in Southern California to come out and make me feel better about my crummy golf game. And nothing's better than if you've got two people who are struggling, at least when you're doing it together, you're having fun. I do know that I always say, like when I go out with my brother-in-law, who's 5 handicap or something, that he always is nice about it and he'll help with a couple of suggestions and things like that. But at the end of the day, I feel kind of crummy when he's shooting an 83 and I'm in at a 97 and feeling good about that.
It's the hardest sport to play. It really is.
It is. It is.
But what keeps you going is, you have that one great shot and you're like, I can do this.
And it usually happens on the 18th hole.
It usually happens to me around the 9th hole.
Oh, does it?
So I feel good going into, rounding the turn. Mm-hmm. And so I might have a beverage, and that's probably the dumbest thing.
The one thing that helps a lot of times, I'm sure, when you're playing badly, there's a fine line. But if you start consuming adult beverages, you get to a point where you're loose enough where you really don't care. And you start playing better because you're much more relaxed. But very quickly, that goes to a point where you can't swing a club correctly to save your life. You still don't care, but you're just not doing it right.
Right.
And there was a company that made basically a mini breathalyzer to take with you on the golf course so that you would know what your number was when you got to that point. So you could maintain the correct level of semi-inebriation to play the game better.
When we talked to Steve Lyons a couple of weeks back, I guess a couple of months back now, he said, the first 6 are tough because you're going out there and you don't really have your swing down and stuff, and you haven't consumed enough alcoholic beverages to be relaxed. Then the middle 6, you're perfect. Your body's moving right. You have, you're relaxed and all that. And then the last 6 are just terrible because all of that sort of falls apart.
Jake, when you do play golf, that people say, oh, you're a sports guy, you should be good at this game.
Yeah, you're right, John. And that's part of the problem as well, because I haven't played enough. People expect me to be a little better than I am, and I'm so bad. So it's just it's awful all around, But I always like to say to people, it's like I knew I couldn't play sports, which is why I got into this business, so I could still talk about them. So that's the closest thing to being an athlete when you can't be a professional athlete.
Yeah. So we do have some questions. We are going to put you on the hot seat. We will be right back with a 6-pack of questions for Jake Asman from SportsMap Radio Network when we come right back. Hang out. Just like you, I've been working from my home office all year. And just like you, I get up every once in a while and walk around because my butt went to sleep. And I say to myself, and I'm sure you do too, why can't somebody somewhere make a chair that's both good looking and comfortable? Well, they have. It's called an X chair. And the secret is not only their patented dynamic variable lumbar support, or DVL, which offers unbelievable lumbar support to my lower back, but now thanks to their new XHMT technology, I can also get heat and massage therapy while I'm sitting at my desk. That's right. My X chair has heat and massage features. Does your chair do that? No? Then you need an X chair, and it's on sale now for $100 off. Go to xchairgolfguys.com now. That's the letter X, chairgolfguys.com, or call 1-844-4XChair. X Chair has a 30-day guarantee of complete comfort, and you can finance your purchase for as little as $30 a month. Go to xchairgolfguys.com now and use the code XWheels for free X-Wheel blade casters. xchairgolfguys.com. There's a group of guys I play golf with regularly. I got to tell you, the first thing we do in the first tee, we fire up a good cigar. because there is nothing that goes better with golf than a good hand-rolled cigar. And that's just the first one. And we all use Cigars International. We found them. Have you seen them yet? Have you used them? They've got all the right choices for a round of 18 and all the right gizmos and gadgets that make it as easy as possible. They've got windproof torches. They have crush-proof travel cases. And they got